I want to thank all of you that are on here. At last count, we have somewhere in the vicinity of 160 to 170 folks from the Buckeye Council on here this evening. We appreciate you taking your time and the effort that you're putting into scouting to join us this evening to see what information we can provide to you. So thanks again, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Scouting ahead, folks, I wish I had great news to give you. I wish I could tell you that the virus is dead and gone. I wish I could tell you that scouting was going to get back on track the way we're used to having it. And unfortunately, that's obviously not the message. You folks are all aware of what's going on around you as well as I do. This is just a reminder that the slide tells you what you're supposed to do if your county is yellow, orange, or red. You can certainly keep scouting ahead. You can certainly practice social distancing with face mask and request that you keep it down to 10 or less. The difficulty comes into it when your county goes purple, and obviously there's a lot of that out there nowadays. And all meetings, scout meetings, activities, and events must cease in those counties. Scouting must continue or should continue on a virtual basis. That's certainly encouraged, and certainly the use of the home scouting programs are available to you. Just as a quick reminder, though, units that are in purple counties, they're not allowed to travel to another county to do scouting. And the example I gave to our commissioners the other day was that if there is a troop in the Hetuck district who was scheduled to go camping in Carroll County in Seven Ranges, they could no longer have that camp out because they're going from a purple county. So keep in mind, we have two counties that are in purple as of right now. Richland County and Stark County are purple. So no in-person meetings are permitted in those two counties. We request that you use your common sense judgment and do the best you can with what's out there and available. All the other counties, quite frankly, are red. So
Bernie,
hopefully.
Bernie, sorry to interrupt, but Ashland just went purple today, I've heard.
Okay, I was not aware of that. So we now have 3 counties. So keep safe out there, folks. Keep doing what you need to be doing. Scouting ahead as far as finding up-to-date guidelines. You can find those on our council site. The council site is there. It's buckeyecouncil.org under Scouting Ahead. Again, as we've told you in the past, this is a dynamic document. So changes as they occur will be posted on the site. I wanted to also take the opportunity to remind folks that there is a newsletter called scoutingwire.com, which is put out weekly by the national organization. Scouting Wire provides up-to-date information not only on national stories of interest, but also of other things that are going on. I think we should all be pleased and happy to know that, as we're aware, Time Magazine recently started their first ever Kid of the Year award. And guess what? The first person to earn that award on a national basis is a 15-year-old girl from Colorado who's highly involved in the Scouting STEM program. And she touts that fact in her interview in Time Magazine. So if you get an opportunity, grab that and share it with your scouts as well as your scouting family. There's also some articles in Scouting Ahead this week on COVID, as you might change, rechartering. There's also some games for Cub Scouts that are holding virtual meetings. All of you can be on the mailing list for this email that comes out weekly. You can get it by signing up through the scouting.org website. Now, as far as Scouting Ahead in the Buckeye Council, as we try to move forward, district events, Klondikes and Camporees, etc., we're planning to allow those district events to initiate in 2021. However, keep in mind, we still have to go by the COVID guidelines that are in effect. So be mindful of what you're doing, although now is the time to start planning for some of these events. No overnight camping still allowed unless you're at Camp McKinley or Seven Ranges or any other scout approved facilities that might be close by to you. For instance, you would have Manitowoc in Summit County, except they're also purple. Members from your district planning on attending the NCAP meeting that was scheduled for the 19th at the Scout office, that has now been moved to Seven Ranges Scout Reservation so that that can continue. However, keep in mind, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do with representatives from our Purple County. So stay tuned to that. Additional details will be provided as to what's going on there. But as of right now, the 19th is still going to be held, but we're going to hold it at the Seven Ranges Scout Reservation. All right, I'm going to turn it over now to Nathan to talk about what's going on our website.
Thanks, Bernie. First, an apology. I had been told just before this meeting that Ashland was purple, and I've been corrected. They are not yet purple, so hopefully they can stay that way. I apologize for any confusion on that. On the NCAP training, the short-term NCAP training that Bernie mentioned, districts should be identifying the representative or representatives from their district that are going to serve in that role and need that training, and should communicate that to their district professional, or you can email cjgavin@carl.gavin@scouting.org directly for the details for that training. That's not just going to be an open, everybody come type of an event. We're looking for those people who are going to serve in that role. You might have more than one for your district, but make sure they contact us so that we can include them in the invitation to that. As we look forward into a potential time when less unit meetings can happen, we continue to have very robust digitally delivered programs offered. We just conducted the cyber sled race this past weekend, which was an incredibly impactful event. We were joined by Matthew Failer, local Buckeye Council Eagle Scout, and Iditarod sled dog racer, who just did a wonderful presentation that is just one small part of all the experience and content that's offered through that. That event happened live on Saturday, the webinar portion, but all the content is on demand, including that webinar. I encourage you to check that out and promote it to your scouts. It's a really fantastic, unique event. We also, and you can see some of the other details that are on the screen. Of course, as we've been talking to you about, we continue to offer free for Buckeye Council families only, our Home Scouting Adventure Club. New content every month. It's geared towards each level of scouting. And it's a great resource, even if you are still meeting or your families are still meeting with their dens and their patrols, to supplement that program by using these resources at home. But certainly where I'm at, Stark County, my pack, we have had to now cease our meetings as we look forward for the next little bit of time. And so this is a great resource, right? We can make sure that our families stay on track. They can do these programs from home, and all the resources are there, and to make it easy for families to be able to connect and continue to do scouting. This is a unique thing. It's a Buckeye Council thing. We're building it for our families. Please promote it. It's free. We hope you sign up for it and you take part in it. With that, moving on to popcorn. We had a great popcorn sale. I think we really covered that at the last roundtable, our results. Not as large as we're used to, but we had lots of units really have successful sales to fund their unit programs. And in fact, 44 of our units grew their sale over what they sold last year. Just a reminder, the popcorn payments are due today. And we hope that you'd stop by or drop those in the mail so that we can complete that cycle for the year. But we really were able to continue to make sure scouting is healthy. Local scouting is funded through a great popcorn sale this year. So thank you. Back to you, Mr. Miner.
Okay, we're well into the recharter season, and as you can see by the chart that's on the screen now, the materials have either been or are being distributed. Please contact your district professional or district commissioner to get your physical pack. As you can see, here are the dates that are outlined for all of the districts. Obviously, the majority of the districts are coming up tomorrow. So if you're having some difficulty there, please contact us so that we can get in there and we can help you. We know there are some issues out there, but if we can help, please give us a call and let us know what those issues are, and we'll try to work through it with you. We'll move ahead, looking to the Baden-Powell Institute. This is going to be an electronic event. When we first started discussing it, none of us were all that enthused about going electronically. But now that we've gotten into it, we've started the plans, we've got things moving. I'm getting excited about it as well. We're going to have probably 30 to 36 plus classes that folks can tune into. I think the best part of BPI this year is the fact that, you know, when you folks came to us at a location, you were kind of limited to what you could take. You took a class an hour for 5 hours and then you went home. And if you missed out on a class, then, well, hopefully you came back the following year to pick that up if we provided it. This year will be a little bit different. When we open things up on the 6th of February, you'll be able to look and view every class that's out there. And we'll have a couple of live events that are being publicized. Registration is at the site that's noted there. So please take a look at it. We're talking with people relative to our vendors as well. And hopefully even that I think is going to be expanded to where not only will you have the time now to look at what these vendors will be providing, but you also have links to their sites that will provide you with other information relative to those organizations. We're talking to people like MAPS, Air Museum. We're talking to people at the Summit. We're talking to folks at the Fort Lawrence. We're talking with folks at COSI, and we're trying to develop those as best we can. So out there's 3 price points for things that you can purchase. As far as it's at $10, $15, and $25. So it's pretty affordable. Go out there to the leadscouting.org website and take a look at what's being offered. Get excited. I'm getting excited about it. I think it'll be a great event, particularly since we can't be together. This will be something a little bit new and different. It'll be expanded, and hopefully you'll take advantage of it. In 2021, unit tent camping is going to be made available to the Buckeye Council, and it's going to be free starting on the 1st of January. As you know, we've had fees associated with our tent camping since late summer and through the fall season. We've looked at that, we've discussed it, and we believe that we're going back to the ways to where tent camping is now free, and registration will open soon. If you intend to use the building, electricity, etc., as always, that has a rental cost. That information is on the council website as to what those fees are. Again, I encourage you to go to our website because there's always a lot of information that's out there that is available to you. I want to highlight just a couple of things. One, you can see there is Scouter of the Year. These folks, this is sponsored through the Veterans of Foreign Wars in Louisville. Applicants are due on the 4th or on the 1st of March rather. And the potential there is for an Eagle Scout to earn $5,000 toward his college career. And in this day and age, that's a pretty good chunk of change. The Buckeye Council annual meeting is coming up. That's going to be held on the 19th of this month. It will be Zoom. and all chartered organization representatives are invited to attend that. This is the annual meeting where we have the election of council officers and the executive board, and also the confirmation of district leaders as well as district commissioners. Silver Beaver nominations are due on the 19th of this month. So we know that there are some folks out there who have done some extraordinary things through the past several months on different circumstances. And I think we should take the time to recognize them. So please go out there. The form is out there as well, and it is available for you to fill online prior to submission. So that's hopeful as well. So with that, and I have one final thing, I want to send out a congratulations to Lee Peters from the Johnny Appleseed District. He recently completed his requirements to earn the Doctorate of Commissioner Science. So congratulations, Lee. We appreciate your being a commissioner. We appreciate the things that you're doing in the district. And we also note that now that he's a doctor, he's able to mentor other people, and he's already taking on that role with a gentleman from the Netta district. So thank you, Lee. Congratulations. Job well done. With that, we'll jump into our question and answer session before we kick you folks over to your district roundtables. Don't know if we have any questions. Nathan, what do we have there?
Well, thanks, Bernie. Just want to say my appreciation for you for steering us through this. One thing that we have yet to fully determine is how much longer we'll continue to do virtual council-wide roundtables. So I'll have some information coming out to you about that soon. I think as we see things turn purple, potentially more places, we may continue in this format. This was the last of our initially planned ones, but we appreciate so many people participating, and I think we may likely continue them into 2021. While I'm talking, if you have a question specifically for this general session about anything that we've covered, then we'd like to try and answer those if you put them in the chat. George just asked, if new leaders haven't been able to get trained because of COVID, can they still be rechartered? The only training required to be a registered leader is youth protection training. And that, among other trainings, is available online. So anything related to the pandemic would not be a reason not to have your youth protection training. But as long as they have that, George, then they can be rechartered, and they can be able to sign up and continue on in those roles. Let's see. Michael Wood asked, are we permitted to serve refreshments at meetings? Check out the Scouting Ahead guidelines. The link has been put into the chat, and maybe Sarah could put that back in there. Again, I think it's just buckeyecouncil.org/scouting ahead. That has more detailed information on the food. There are some food preparation and things you can provide based on those guidelines. And I won't walk through all of that. But I would say that just my personal experience in my pack, as we've looked at doing that stuff, we've just decided to stay away from it. It's one thing if you're doing, more of like a camping experience, a longer day experience. But if it's just for a shorter time meeting, we just decided that it wasn't worth the potential risks that go along with whoever prepared that food, et cetera. So that's a personal opinion. Details are in Scouting Ahead as it relates to food preparation and service. We had a question about a charter org rep for the annual meeting. You'll get an invitation to the annual meeting coming up. But if not, and Sarah just put it in the chat, you can reach out to Angela Lang at our office, or you can reach out to me, your district professional. We'll make sure you get connected to be a part of that, meeting. James just asked with online RECHARTER, how do we turn in new registrations? We have scouts that have aged to adults now. So if they're youth, they could fill out the online application at beascout.org, but that is not available for adult leaders. So what you do is you add them in the RECHARTER process. You'd add them. There's a section to say, do you have any new adults? or new youth, if the case may be, and you'll put their information in there and you can complete the recharter. When you print it out, or when you get to the end, if you're going to submit it online also, it's going to let you know that before it can be processed, you'll need to submit those applications, and the actual applications with the signatures. You can do that either by dropping those applications in the mail. You'll need to attach their youth protection training certificate to it, or you can stop in the office, one of our offices, if that's convenient for you. Or during this time, we are accepting scans as long as they have an original signature on that document. It can't be an electronic signature. It's got to be a real signature on the document. We can take a scan during this time. Typically, we do have to keep the original signed document. So hopefully that answered your question. If not, just reach out and we can help you out with anything RECHARTER related. Lee wants to know if Zoom limit us to 100. Nope, that's a coincidence. We fixed that problem a couple months ago, so we can go up above that. Trying to reach a couple more of these. Need to find one I can kick to Bernie. Let's see. Jeff asked if there's been discussion about requirement adjustments for rank advancements or merit badges because of COVID. I'm going to direct you to the best place for that is on the national website. It's scouting.org. It's just in the chat now. They've done a pretty good job of keeping up to date with keeping that site up to date with any decisions that they've made about changes to advancement requirements. Go there. That's your best place. If you're not seeing what you need, reach out to us and we can try to find more information, but they've kept that pretty up to date when they've made some sort of a decision about any adjustments to requirements that you can find there. Let's see, there was one other question I wanted to get to, I think. Let's see, Dean asked how the Silver Beaver recognition will be done. We're not sure just yet, to be honest with you. We're looking at a couple of different options, but I would say to you that right now, we're likely not to do something like we've done unless things drastically improve. We're looking more at doing, we have a couple different ideas I don't want to necessarily speak to in case they don't quite work out this way, of how we'll do the broad recognition for everyone. But we're also looking at having a group of people go out and make those physical award presentations in the style that we do wood badge beating ceremonies. So we could do that at a small group of the recipients choosing in front of the people that they do their scouting with or that are important to them. Make sure we still do that in-person presentation of the award in a small group, assuming we're not in a purple situation. But then we've got some other ideas on how we're going to do the bigger recognition, but it's all still kind of in formation right now. Okay, with that, we appreciate everybody. Bernie, do you have a final word or should we jump straight to the breakouts?
No, in as much as this is the December roundtable, I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I wish that you and your family stay safe and healthy. And let's all pray and hope for the end of this in the near future so we can get back to the things that we like to do, getting outdoors and hiking and camping and doing those other great things that we do. So stay safe, stay well.
All right, thank you, Bernie. We're going to go to the breakouts here. I'm going to hit the button. If you had registered for this event prior to 5 p.m. today, you should automatically go to the right room. You'll have a thing pop up on your screen that says, go to breakout room, and you have to accept that. If you signed up after that, just hang out here in the main meeting, and one by one, I can put you into the right room. You'll need to turn your microphone on and let me know where you need to go. But here we go. Enjoy your district breakouts and happy holidays.